Today in the shop I decided to start putting a shine to Casper's paint. You know, this is pretty good paint. It's not going to need to be buffed out, it's not faded, but I do want to protect it and I do want to give it that deep, rich shine. And my favorite product is Acrylic Works. This stuff's amazing. It's not intended as a cleaner wax. This is a sealer glaze wax which will really protect your paint. But I want to share with you the thing that I love most about it. You know, for years I used all kinds of different cleaner waxes. At one time, this Meguiar's cleaner wax was one of my favorites. But you all know what happens if you're not really careful when you apply this, particularly around black plastic parts on the car. Sure enough, you come back 2 days later, and you got these white streaks all over the black plastic. And that just drives me crazy. Or you've got white streaks down in all the grooves that you can't get to buff them out. I'm sorry, but that just bugs the daylights out of me. When I discovered Acrylic Works, I realized that this particular polish can polish out the black plastic, and you can go right over it like this and actually put a little bit of a shine back into faded plastic. It's not going to restore extremely faded and discolored black plastic, but you certainly don't have to worry about touching it with this wax here, and you're not going to see any white streaking when you come back in a few days after you've buffed it out. This is very easy to apply. Once again, since it's not a cleaner wax, you do not need to apply a lot of it, nor do you need to rub real hard. But even then, you're going to get some dirt off, particularly when you're polishing the plastic. And then you let it sit for a little bit and just buff it off. But this really shines. I don't know if you can see that, the difference there in the video. But the way I do this on most of my cars, I don't try to wax it in one day. It wears me out at this age. I kind of take a section at a time. So we'll maybe take this, you know, front fender and front door today because I feel inspired to make it look pretty, and then tomorrow we'll come back and do a couple other sections, and then after a week or so it'll be done without wearing me out. But I wanted to let you know we have a sale going on in August of 2017. All the rest of the month I'm putting all my detailing supplies, kits, and videos on sale, including Acrylic Works and some of my extreme detailing videos, as well as all our Miracle Paint products. Yesterday I did some work on old Casper here. I'll let you see it now. I did some work in the battery area, and I did some work in the engine compartment to do some detailing, and you're going to get to see that now. And all the products related to those type of jobs as well will be on sale now till the end of August. Wow, just look at that. No rust at all. I mean, zero rust underneath this W116 battery tray. That's a rare sight indeed. The battery tray also may be one of the best I've ever seen original trays in a W116. Look at all through here. Some of the cadmium plating is still good on these clamps, and down in this corner, that lowest corner, there's a little bit of rust right in there. Now I'm going to clean that up and coat that with my Miracle Paint product so it won't return. Remember, if you have a tray like this, don't just try to spray it with regular paint. The rust will come back. And this is being filmed, by the way, on August 5th, 2017. And for those of you watching this video in August, all my Miracle Paint product and repair kits, they're all on sale on my website. So be sure and check those out. If you find you have any rust at all like this on your older Benz, Miracle Paint is the answer. So I'll just spend a few minutes cleaning up this tray and coating this one corner, and then I'm going to come down in here, and all I have to do is detail that, clean that up, and I can put the battery tray and battery right back in this car. That's pretty amazing if you've been around these old Mercedes. After giving this tray a thorough cleaning, you can see where the rust is isolated right in this corner. That's the lowest corner of the tray. It doesn't look that bad, but I guarantee you, you leave that and in a couple years there's going to be some holes there. So I'm going to take care of this now. This is when you want to catch this type of surface rust. And once again, cleaning this area up and coating it with Miracle Paint really is the best solution for your battery trays. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to detail out the engine compartment, and I'll come back in a little bit and show you what this looks like when we get it back into the engine compartment. These small spots here where the paint has worn off, I'm not going to be concerned about those because they're not rusting. But I'm going to sand these lightly, and I'm going to come back and spray the whole tray, including over the top of the Miracle Paint. I'll let that dry 24 hours, and we'll just spray this whole battery tray with my engine chassis satin black that I have on my website. That's really the best detail paint I've found in a spray can. I couldn't stand all that oil and grease and staining under the battery tray and up along here in the inside fender well, so I went ahead and detailed this out real quick. Yes, I did it right here in my shop using my kind of special technique I developed, and it only took me about 15 minutes. You know, it's not perfect. I'm not trying to create a show car here, but it is nice to have a clean car when you go to work on it. So this whole area has been cleaned up, and while I'm in here, you know, I'm kind of inspecting things, and look at this right here. Guess what's missing? A little plastic locking knob for this front right turn signal assembly. Now you leave those off, this thing could fall off going down the freeway. I've actually known that to happen. I've had reports from customers asking, hey, do you have an extra turn signal lens? Mine fell off on the freeway. Well, that's why somebody forgot that knob. So you'll be surprised at what you're going to find on some of these old cars, even if they've been really well maintained like Casper here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the battery tray back on. I'll just show you briefly. It only took about half a gallon of water, and I trapped it on a tray under the car to do all the detailing on this side of the engine compartment. I'm going to pull this tray out now and show you how I captured all the rinse water when I detailed that part of the engine. And you can see here I didn't use that much water. There's a little over a half a gallon here. And if you're interested in knowing my technique, I've also got all my detailing videos on sale during the month of August. This is 2017, so be sure and check those out. I talk about extreme detailing and doing it safely inside your garage. The battery box tray is restored. I'm really proud of how this came out. You know, I went after that rust area with one of my favorite die grinders. And little special scouring pad attachments you can see here. I started out with a big one to get most of the heavy rust off, and then went to a narrow one to get along inside that crack. And then getting into these corners and really getting that rust out with the real small pads worked great. Once that was done, I coated this with Miracle Paint, let it set overnight, and then buffed that, and then sanded the Miracle Paint area a little bit, and then went ahead and sprayed the entire tray. Now, if you're interested in the type of paint I use to do this type of paint work inside and around the engine compartment, I'll put a link in the video description below. But I'm ready to set this back in here. I'm not going to bolt it down now because there's a couple more things I want to do here in the engine compartment before I reinstall the battery. But I think that's going to give you a good example of why you need to inspect your battery trays and the area underneath them when you acquire one of these older Mercedes-Benzes. Now just remember, if you're watching this video during the month of August 2017, all my Miracle Paint products and all my detailing, both engine, exterior, and interior detailing videos and kits are on sale, so be sure and check them out on my website.